Hey guys, it's Shay. Welcome back to my channel, Shades of Injustice, where we talk all things social justice, including but not limited to relationships, sexual assault, domestic violence, BLM, racism, and so much more. Today, we're going to be talking about hair. Why specifically hair? It came across my Facebook today about a court case that happened all the way back in 2010, and it was actually ruled on in 2016 and 17 that there was a ban on it. And being that it's still prevalent today, I figured why not talk about it. So this case is of Chastity Jones, who in 2010 in Mobile, Alabama, went to an interview at a claims processing center called CCM, and she went through the whole hiring process, and she was told by the hiring manager that they could not hire her because of her locks. Why? This hiring manager told her that locks can become messy, so that's why they didn't want to hire her. I have a problem with that. Why do I have a problem with that? Because the United States of America and the U.S. courts have found a way to stop black men and women from either working or voting or anything like that, taking away their rights. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, or the EEOC, went to bat for Ms. Jones, stating that CCM discriminated against Ms. Jones against Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, stating that a job cannot discriminate against a person for their race, religion, color of their skin, or anything like that. The courts basically ruled, and there was an appeal, and that's why the appeal was in 2016. It stated that it was not a discrimination because she can change her hair. So she can shave her hair to not have locks anymore, and then she would be able to get hired. Bruno, that's what we're doing. So are you telling me that a white person who shows up to work in faux locks because of cultural appropriation, they have to shave their head? Or a white person who shows up to work with different multicolored hair, they have to shave their head? I have not heard anywhere in the news that white people are having this problem with their hair or anything like that. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say it's not always about race. 9 times out of 10, it's not always about race. But in these situations like this, it is about race. So let's dial it back a little bit. And like I said before, the courts in the United States have always tried to find a way to limit black people in what they can do. So again, after the abolishment of slavery, they put in a ruling that in order to vote, you have to be able to read and write. We all know that slaves were not able to learn how to read or write. Therefore, if you were a slave that did not know how to read or write, you were not able to vote. In 1865 and 1866, black codes were enacted in southern states to restrict African Americans from working. So they had to work lower wages. So basically put them in poverty after slavery to restrict their freedom. So why is this so important today? Like I said, this did happen in 2010 and the final appeal happened in 2016. But even in 2017, you still see schools finding ways to stop students from going to school based off their hair. They will say, according to the school code of conduct, you cannot wear your hair in braids, locks, or anything like that. You don't see white people wearing their hair in braids or locks. So of course, they're finding a way to not allow blacks to participate in school, which you cannot do. Since the black codes were enacted, this is why you still see African Americans living in poverty, because of the cycle that happened after the abolishment of slavery, restricting African Americans to work in the types of areas that they can work and how much money they can make. It enforced this poverty mentality. It enforced this poverty lifestyle. Even today, black men and women make less than the white men and women. So, as a black female, I make less than a white man, a white woman, and a black man. So I have 2 notches against me just for being a black female in the workforce. And then you're gonna tell me that I can't wear my hair in braids? That's another notch against me. What else are you gonna tell me? That I need to bleach my skin? I mean, tell me what's next. Like, I don't get it. Like, why are we still doing this today? It's time to take a stand against discrimination of black and brown people. When are people going to wake up and see that 9 times out of 10, it is about race? It is about race. It's always about trying to stop the black person from coming up. For centuries, hair has been both a symbol of pride and punishment for the African American community. If you remember, around 2005, there was a big natural hair movement for African American women to embrace their natural hair. Why? For centuries, African American women were told European hair, white hair, straight hair is beautiful. Nappy hair is not beautiful. Hence why the natural hair movement. And part of that natural hair movement is locks. Some people decide to lock their hair. Some people decide to rock their hair natural. Some people decide to do protective styles like this and braid it every once in a while. So to tell a woman that she cannot embrace her natural hair and wearing it in locks because it's not appeasing to you, or you feel like it gets too messy, that's basically going against us and our culture. This topic hits home for me because in 2011, I decided to embrace my natural hair. So the past several years, I have not put any perm in my hair. I haven't put any heat in my hair or anything like that. So for me to go to a job and for somebody to tell me that I cannot wear my braids or wear my afro or wear my hair in a puff because it makes them uncomfortable, no, you're just gonna have to be uncomfortable. Like, really? Tell me your thoughts on this court case, on your thoughts on the discrimination against locks, your thoughts on hair in the workplace, hair in school. What do you think? Thank you for joining me for another video as we're taking the shade off of injustices. See you next time.